Beloved one, you did not arrive at these words by accident, for there is a message waiting for the part of you that has been standing before a door you believed was permanently closed, wondering why you have been asked to wait so long, why your prayers seem unanswered, and why the life you imagined for yourself has not unfolded according to the timeline you once trusted. Listen carefully now, because what you have interpreted as an ending may actually be the preparation for a beginning, and what you have called a closed door may have been waiting for you to become ready to walk through it. You have spent so much time looking outward for permission, confirmation, approval, and evidence that you forgot something essential. Some of the most important doors in your life do not open from the outside. They open from within you. They open when you finally stop believing that you are unworthy. They open when you stop carrying the identity created by your past. They open when you stop asking whether everyone else will understand your path and begin asking whether your own heart recognizes it as true. Beloved one, you have been standing at the edge of change for longer than you realize. There have been signs, subtle invitations, recurring thoughts, unexpected ideas, strange coincidences, and moments when something inside you whispered that your life was meant to become different. Yet each time you felt the call, fear answered with another question. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if I am wrong? What if I begin and no one supports me? What if I leave what is familiar and discover that nothing better is waiting? These questions have kept you standing still, but they were never proof that the path was wrong. They were evidence that the path mattered enough to frighten the part of you that wants certainty before movement. Beloved one, you have been asking for certainty when what your soul has been asking for is courage. You want to know that the next step will succeed before you take it. You want to know that the person will stay before you open your heart. You want to know that the dream will work before you invest your energy. You want to know that the new chapter will be better before you release the old one. But life rarely gives guarantees before transformation. Sometimes you must take the step while carrying uncertainty. Sometimes faith means moving forward without possessing every answer. This does not mean acting recklessly. It means allowing possibility to exist alongside fear. Beloved one, there is a version of you that has been waiting patiently beneath all the layers of disappointment. That version of you still dreams. That version of you still believes. That version of you still wants to create, love, explore, speak, serve, and experience life more fully. You may have buried that part of yourself because disappointment became easier to tolerate than hope. Hope can be frightening when you have experienced loss. If you expect nothing, you believe nothing can hurt you. But beloved one, a life without hope may protect you from disappointment, yet it also protects you from possibility. You were not created merely to avoid pain. You were created to experience life. And life requires vulnerability. It requires participation. It requires the willingness to care about something deeply enough that its outcome matters. Beloved one, I, Archangel Gabriel, come to you with a message about expression, because there are words within you that have remained unspoken for too long. Perhaps there is something you need to say to another person. Perhaps there is a dream you need to finally admit to yourself. Perhaps there is a truth you have been avoiding because acknowledging it would require you to change something. Your voice is part of your awakening. You are learning that silence can protect you temporarily, but prolonged silence can also imprison you. You do not need to speak every thought. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. But when your soul knows that truth must be spoken, do not betray yourself through endless silence. Speak with wisdom. Speak with compassion. Speak without the need to control the response. Your responsibility is to express your truth with integrity. You cannot control how another person receives it. Beloved one, perhaps you have spent years adjusting your voice according to the room you entered. You learned who wanted the quiet version of you, who wanted the agreeable version, who wanted the endlessly patient version, who wanted the version that never asked for anything. You became skilled at becoming what others needed. But somewhere along the way, you became disconnected from what you needed. This is why your soul is now asking you to return. Your authentic voice may feel unfamiliar at first because you have spent so long speaking through filters. You may feel guilty when you say no. You may feel selfish when you prioritize yourself. You may feel afraid when you express a desire that others do not understand. Do not mistake discomfort for wrongdoing. Sometimes guilt appears simply because you are breaking an old pattern. Beloved one, you are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to discover that something you once wanted is no longer aligned with who you are. You are allowed to leave behind goals that were built from someone else's expectations. You are allowed to say, "This is no longer my dream." There is no shame in changing direction when greater awareness reveals a better path. The soul is not a straight line. It is a living unfolding. Beloved one, there is a hidden struggle you may not have spoken about, the fear that you have wasted too much time. You look at your age, your circumstances, your past decisions, and you wonder whether you should have started earlier. You wonder whether you missed your opportunity. You wonder whether other people have moved too far ahead for you to catch up. But time is not your enemy. The past cannot be changed, but it can become wisdom. You did not know then what you know now. You made choices with the consciousness available to you at that time. Be gentle with yourself. You are not required to punish your present because your past was imperfect. The next chapter does not need to compensate for everything that happened before. It simply needs to be lived consciously. Beloved one, some of the most beautiful chapters of a person's life begin after they believed the best chapters were already behind them. A new calling can emerge after years of routine. A meaningful relationship can appear after a long period of solitude. A creative gift can awaken after disappointment. A new sense of purpose can arrive when the identity you spent decades building no longer fits. Never assume that because something has not happened yet, it will never happen. Your story contains possibilities you cannot currently see. Beloved one, I want you to pay attention to the ideas that keep returning to you. There may be something you have wanted to create for years. Something you have imagined while driving, walking, working, or lying awake at night. You may have dismissed it as unrealistic because you do not know where to begin. But perhaps you do not need the entire plan. Perhaps you need only the first action. Write the idea down. Research it. Learn something new. Make the first small version. Tell one trusted person. Take one step. The universe does not require you to build the entire bridge before you cross it. Sometimes the bridge appears beneath your feet as you move. Beloved one, do not wait until you feel completely confident. Confidence often comes after action, not before it. You may begin with trembling hands and an uncertain voice. That is still courage. You may begin imperfectly. That is still beginning. You may make mistakes. That is still learning. Do not demand perfection from yourself before allowing yourself to participate in your own future. Beloved one, there is also something you must release before the new door can fully open, the expectation that your future must resemble your past. Perhaps you have experienced betrayal, so you expect betrayal. Perhaps you have experienced financial difficulty, so you expect scarcity. Perhaps you have experienced rejection, so you expect abandonment. Perhaps you have experienced failure, so you expect every new attempt to fail. Your mind believes it is protecting you by predicting the familiar, but familiarity is not prophecy. The past is a teacher, not a fortune teller. You can learn from what happened without making it the blueprint for everything that comes next. Beloved one, if you have been feeling unusually emotional, do not assume that you are moving backward. Sometimes emotions rise because an old layer is finally ready to leave. Tears can be a form of release. Grief can be evidence that you are accepting reality. Anger can reveal a boundary that was ignored for too long. Loneliness can reveal a longing for deeper connection. Fear can show you where courage is being requested. Do not judge every emotion as a problem that must immediately disappear. Listen to what it is trying to tell you. Then choose your response consciously. Beloved one, your awakening is teaching you to become a witness to your inner world rather than a prisoner of it. You can observe a thought without believing it. You can feel fear without obeying it. You can experience sadness without becoming sadness. You can remember the past without living there. This is freedom. And as you become more free internally, the external doors of your life begin to look different. Opportunities that once frightened you may become invitations. Solitude may become restoration. Change may become possibility. Uncertainty may become adventure. Beloved one, you have asked the divine to show you your purpose, but perhaps purpose is being revealed through what refuses to leave your heart. What do you continue returning to? What kind of work makes you lose track of time? What subjects awaken your curiosity? What problems do you naturally want to solve? What kind of suffering in the world makes you want to help? What experiences have transformed you so deeply that you feel compelled to share what you learned? Your purpose may be hidden inside these questions. Do not expect it to arrive as a voice from the sky. Sometimes purpose grows through attention. Beloved one, there is a sacred moment approaching when you will realize that you no longer need the old door. You may have spent months or years asking why one particular opportunity disappeared, why one particular person left, or why one particular dream did not happen. Then something new will appear, and you will understand that the door you mourned was not the only entrance to your future. Perhaps it was not even the right one. You were simply attached to the architecture of a dream. The divine may be preserving the essence of what you wanted while changing the form through which it arrives. You wanted love, but perhaps you were being prepared for healthier love. You wanted abundance, but perhaps you were being taught sustainable abundance rather than temporary gain. You wanted recognition, but perhaps you were being guided toward meaningful contribution. You wanted freedom, but perhaps you first had to release the fear that made you dependent upon others' approval. Beloved one, trust the deeper essence of your prayer even when its form changes. Beloved one, tonight, close your eyes and imagine yourself standing before a magnificent door. You have believed this door was locked. Now place your hand upon it. Do not force it. Simply feel it. Then ask yourself, what within me is ready to open? Maybe it is your courage. Maybe it is your voice. Maybe it is your willingness to receive. Maybe it is your ability to forgive yourself. Maybe it is your willingness to begin again. The door may not move immediately, but something inside you will. And sometimes that is where the real miracle begins. Beloved one, say quietly, I release the fear of beginning again. I release the belief that I am too late. I release the need to know everything before I move. I trust the wisdom that is awakening within me. I trust that what is meant for me can find me. I trust myself to recognize the next step. I am ready to open from within. Let these words settle deeply. You do not need to force a transformation tonight. You only need to become willing. Willingness is powerful. It creates space. It tells your soul that you are no longer completely closed to possibility. Beloved one, I, Archangel Gabriel, remind you that your voice carries creative power. The words you repeatedly speak about yourself become instructions to your consciousness. If you continually say, nothing ever works for me, your mind begins searching for evidence. If you say, I am learning, I am growing, I am becoming, your mind begins looking for possibilities. This does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing language that leaves room for life to change. Speak to yourself as someone whose future matters. Speak to yourself with the same compassion you would offer someone you love deeply. Your inner dialogue is part of the environment in which your future grows. Beloved one, the door you thought was closed is not necessarily waiting for someone else to open it. It may be waiting for you to stop standing on the outside believing you are not allowed to enter. You are allowed to begin. You are allowed to dream again. You are allowed to create. You are allowed to speak. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to choose a life that feels more aligned with your deepest truth. Do not ask whether you deserve the next chapter. Ask whether you are willing to participate in it. Beloved one, there is more ahead than you can currently see. There are conversations you have not yet had, people you have not yet met, opportunities you have not yet recognized, and versions of yourself you have not yet encountered. Do not let an old chapter convince you that the entire book has already been written. It has not. The page before you is blank, and that blankness is not emptiness. It is possibility. Walk toward it. Write upon it. Create with courage. Let your life become an expression of what you have learned rather than a repetition of what wounded you. The door is opening, beloved one. Not because everything outside you has suddenly become perfect, but because something within you has become ready. And when you step through, you will understand that the greatest miracle was never the door itself. It was the transformation that allowed you to recognize that you had the strength to open it.